The perennial tightrope walk of celebrity marriage, where every post is parsed like ancient scripture and every gesture weighed against the scales of public expectation, took a particularly precarious turn for Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber. What was intended as a simple tribute to 6 years of wedded bliss, a snapshot of affection amid the frenzy of fatherhood and fame, ignited a firestorm of backlash that exposed the raw underbelly of social media's unforgiving gaze. On a seemingly ordinary Tuesday, Bieber turned to Instagram, his digital diary of choice, to mark the occasion not of their courthouse nuptials, but of the lavish South Carolina ceremony that sealed their vows with spectacle and stardust. Yet, in choosing an image that highlighted Hailey's form in a sun-kissed yellow dress, he unwittingly stepped into a minefield of critique, where intentions clashed with interpretations, and love's language got lost in translation. To understand the uproar, one must rewind to the origins of the Biebers' union, a romance that blossomed from the ashes of Justin's tumultuous past. Their story began in church pews and modeling gigs, evolving through the haze of his legal woes and her steadfast support into a partnership that has endured tabloid tempests and personal trials. The first legal tying of knots happened swiftly in a New York City bureau, a pragmatic prelude to the grand affair a year later, where magnolias bloomed under Carolina skies and A-listers like the Jenner sisters mingled with music moguls. That September day in 2019 wasn't just a wedding, it was a declaration, a visual feast of white tents, string quartets and vows exchanged under the watchful eyes of drones and dispatchers. Bieber, then emerging from a season of sobriety and self-reckoning, promised Hailey a life of redemption and rhythm, while she, the poised progeny of a Baldwin dynasty, vowed to stand as his harbor in the storm. Fast forward to the present, and the couple's life has layered on new complexities. The arrival of their son, Jack Blues, whose cries have reshaped sleepless nights into symphonies of paternal purpose. Bieber's caption, a terse "Happy Anniversary BB," accompanied by a solo shot of Hailey in that barely there yellow ensemble, its fabric clinging like a second skin under golden hour light, aimed for intimacy, a nod to the woman who has been his muse through melodies and miscarriages. For some, it landed as endearing, a raw peek into a marriage unpolished by filters, a husband captivated by his wife's allure even after years and a child. Comments poured in with heart emojis and affirmations. "You two are goals," one read, "proof love gets hotter with time." These voices celebrated the Biebers as a modern fairy tale, resilient against the narratives of doubt that once dogged their courtship. But the tide turned swiftly, as it does in the echo chamber of online opinion, where amplification favors outrage over nuance. Detractors zeroed in on the photo's sensuality, decrying it as objectification masquerading as homage. "You could have posted a decent and nice picture together," one user fired, their words a gauntlet thrown at Bieber's feet. Another, more pointed, lamented, "Bro, like seriously? This is your anniversary post for your wife." The chorus swelled, accusations of disrespect, of reducing Hailey, a trailblazing entrepreneur behind the Rhode skincare empire, to a mere visual appetizer. Most husbands who love their wives would not post pics like this. "No respect at all," proclaimed a third, their indignation laced with the fervor of a moral arbiter. "Even the choice of image drew fire. Couldn't choose a better picture to honor your wife?" As if the frame itself betrayed a deeper disregard, ignoring the partnership's intellectual and emotional depths in favor of superficial allure. This backlash wasn't born in a vacuum. It echoed broader conversations about consent, privacy, and the male gaze in the digital age. Hailey, long the subject of scrutiny for her style choices and family expansions, has navigated a labyrinth of judgments, from yachty Barbie barbs to fertility rumors that pierced like thorns. Her Rhode brand, a beacon of glossy minimalism, represents empowerment through simplicity, yet here was her husband, in the eyes of critics, undermining that narrative with a post that prioritized provocation over partnership. Fans dissected the dissonance. Why not a candid of them cradling Jack or a throwback to their vows? Why amplify her body when her mind has built an empire? The debate spilled into threads dissecting Bieber's history, his own admissions of emotional immaturity, the therapy journeys chronicled in songs like Ghost, and the public apologies that paved his path to paternity. Was this a slip into old patterns or simply a misfire in a medium that devours context? Compounding the controversy, Bieber's feeds had already been a mosaic of introspection. Just a day prior, he shared an excerpt from his current read, a tome on toxic thoughts, that categorized mental pitfalls into unworthy chatter, needy narratives, insecure whispers, entitled demands, and the cruel echo of unlovability. Underlining passages with a highlighter's precision, he seemed to signal his ongoing excavation of self, a man wrestling with the shadows of fame's bipolar gift. The timing felt poignant to supporters, a reminder that his anniversary post emerged from a place of healing, not harm. Yet to skeptics it rang hollow. If Bieber was attuned to such toxicities, why indulge in a gesture that could wound? The irony wasn't lost on meme makers who juxtaposed the book quote with the bikini snap, captioning it Exhibit A, entitled Talk. As the dust settled, or rather swirled into a digital dust devil, Hailey's response offered a counterpoint of quiet strength. Absent from the fray, she instead amplified her own narrative, posting stories of Rhode's latest drops and family glimpses that blurred the lines between public and private. Her silence on the post spoke volumes, a testament to the maturity that has defined her role in their duo. Insiders whispered of private laughs over the kerfuffle, the couple retreating to their lakeside haven to reaffirm bonds away from the noise. Bieber, undeterred, leaned into his artistry, teasing headlines for Coachella 2026 where he'll share the stage with Sabrina Carpenter and Karol G. A lineup that promises redemption through rhythm, a sonic apology to the stage that once hosted his unravelings. This episode, for all its sting, underscores the double-edged sword of celebrity coupling. Adoration amplified, but so too the arrows of assumption. Bieber's wish, flawed in execution perhaps, stemmed from a love that has publicly evolved, from whirlwind to weathered oak. Critics may clamor for decorum, but in the Biebers' orbit, authenticity often wears the face of imperfection. As they navigate this anniversary amid the clamor, one can't help but wonder if the real celebration lies not in the post, but in the perseverance. A marriage that, like Bieber's beats, drops heavy and keeps playing. In a world quick to slam, their story invites a pause. Perhaps the truest tribute is the one written in quiet continuances, not viral vignettes.